Oop. One of my favorite things to do is Snapchat when I'm starting this broadcast. I hope people are having a good morning this morning. Good morning, Lily. Hoping to get things a little back on track here. I feel like I've been out of the loop. Yes, morning, morning. So we're just starting out. Um, the what we're getting our, it's spring now. It's spring, and I'm not sure. Um, but I think, yeah, I think my birthday was on Monday, so I've had a birthday and spring has started. So this is the first broadcast of spring. Good morning, Tom. I haven't gone outside, but um, I'm gonna say it's been relatively pleasant. The winter was just messy and brutal at times, but things are becoming much more pleasant here. I've been going out without the heaviest coat I have. For example, I went out with, just a sweatshirt and some scarves. I'm looking forward to, going for a run in the park, which is something that I really love to do, but I don't like to run in the cold. I'll do it. I'll get out there. I'll get out there in the cold. But thank you, Tom McDonald, for some applause. That's very, very sweet. Yeah, I'll get out there in the cold, but I don't like it. But there are many videos. Many videos got made over the winter of me and my pal Ethan out there running in the rain and in the snow and just in the dark and in the cold. Yeah, just brutal. Hey, vegan sister. Welcome. I'm guessing vegan sister. Hey, Kearney, look at all my friends coming up in the morning. This is like a little, I feel like we're gathering for brunch. Nice little vegan brunch here. Uh, got a big fruit salad laid out. I hope everybody enjoys it. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I realized that I was opening myself up for so much, so much. Oh yeah, definitely. How's the weather? I don't know. What's the weather like in Paris? I also imagine, I also imagine vegan Kearney that it's that you're probably getting very similar weather to the weather that I'm experiencing. It's because it kind of just goes right across from here and just travels. It seems like it travels. The weather travels east. It's been nice there. Okay, so yeah, so I'm assuming that if you're having nice weather, Vegan Sister says it's been pretty nice over here. Vegan Sister's just on the other side of Lake Michigan. I should say just on the other side of Lake Michigan, like I'm on Lake Michigan. Ha! But the other side of Lake Michigan from Michigan. So there's Michigan, and then go to the. If you could jump over the lake, you'd be in Chicago, be in Illinois. Oh goodness! So Lily K says I have a coat and I'm really hot. Just left a fail meeting. A fail meeting. Mike on Raw, hey, thanks for the likes and welcome. Good morning. Um, there's always a couple of folks who just show up as sort of YouNow, a person is watching. So a fail meeting. It's freezing in Quebec. Kearney V says it's freezing, and you're in Quebec right now. I'm guessing you're in Quebec. Guessing you're home. Yeah. And Vegan Sister says it rained yesterday, but good otherwise. All right, so now we're all caught up on the weather, like nice, polite folk. I guess we won't be in any danger of having this video demonetized. Maybe I just ruined it. Maybe that just ruined. Maybe just bringing that up ruined it. So yeah, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but I made a video recently just talking about like all the stuff that's going on with YouTube demonetizing and people's channel. People are saying their channels are dying. Huge YouTubers saying that their channels are dying, and just the whole climate of YouTube. Just a hot mess. And I made a video just like, come on, y'all, look, how many places can you have a camera and an attachment to the internet and be making a couple of grand a month? Not me. I'm not doing that. But I don't want anybody to think that like I've somehow been spared. I get an email every day from YouTube telling me that one of my videos is not advertiser friendly. Y'all want to laugh? My video on nonviolent communication was flagged as being not advertiser friendly. The most recent one was, I don't know if you guys remember, back a little while back, I made a video with a couple of brothers from the neighborhood, and we were just sitting around. They were helping me with the yard. One guy was helping around the house, and another guy was helping with the yard. Really cool gardener who was just helping me with kind of some landscaping. And we were sitting around talking about veganism, and I'm like, if you're going to have a conversation about veganism in a community like this, why not have a conversation about veganism with people from this community? And it was a pretty cool, I think it ended up being like 5 parts, because at that time I was trying not to make any videos that were more than like 3 to 5 minutes. And one of those videos got flagged because it was about, I think maybe Michael Vick got mentioned in the video. I don't know, something. But they decided that video was not advertiser friendly. And usually I'm able to just click the button and appeal, and then they see that it's nothing. But this one, they were like, no, it's really not advertiser friendly. So I guess 3 black men having a conversation is not advertiser friendly. Yeah, but so then there's the videos, that pass muster, that I truly question the content, but not everyone can live with YouTube. Yeah, not everybody can make their living off of YouTube, and it's sweet. It would be sweet if we could all just quit our jobs and make YouTube videos and have that be our bread and butter. It might actually mean that we won't, we wouldn't be, at least completely held captive by this oppressive system. But of course, eventually they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure, that's too many people getting free. That's too many free people on YouTube. That's too many people who aren't, I don't want to make people who have regular jobs, whatever, sound like they're idiots or, whatever. I don't want to be, to sound like they're just not clever enough or what have you. There are jobs that people have to do. Not a lot. There's a lot of jobs that nobody has to do, but people get paid a lot of money for it because they're counting people's money and stuff. But not everybody can get free. Not everybody can get free via YouTube. We have to come up with some other ways to be free. Hey, Mad Blender. Hey, Chichikov. Welcome. I hope everybody's having a great morning. So, what are we going to talk about? We are about 10 minutes in, and we have not picked a topic for discussion. There's so much stuff going on. Y'all know that I had guests all week at AltSpace. I was hosting a group of students from Williams, a really amazing collection of students, really bright, all interested in social justice. I'm sorry. Yes, there are students that are interested in social justice. Um, so they were here, and we were doing some work on the Theater of the Oppressed. We were actually doing that stuff offsite because we were preparing for, to give a Theater of the Oppressed demonstration for a rather big group. I think we all told had maybe, I want to say maybe 20 people, and 20 people all working at the same time is just a little too much for alt space. Alt space is more of a like 10 people at a time kind of thing. Um, Chichikov is saying, yes, Lily, I just get a cat to play the piano for, add a smidgen of makeup, and unbox something quickly, and you've got all the bases covered. Need only take one. Right. I'm guessing that this is jokes about how easy it is to make a living on YouTube. If you want to earn from your videos, Patreon or something like that, Patreon or something like that is likely better, though it has flaws as well. Yeah. I know we started off on that foot. The other thing is there's this thing called Social Blade. Has anybody raise your hand if you know about Social Blade? Let's see. The marketplace rules are applied to free speech on YouTube. Hmm. So, oh, that's a one. So Social Blade, yeah. So people know Social Blade. Right. Do you do unboxing videos? I've done a couple of unboxing videos actually. I did a few last year. I did some unboxing videos for vegan shoes. And yeah, I would only I feel like my, unboxing, I don't buy a lot of stuff. Y'all come on. Y'all know I don't buy a lot of stuff. What I buy is like I buy food. I have a few like, you know, food haul videos, but have you done Mad Blender says I've done unboxing. I need to check out some other people's unboxings. But I think unboxing videos are kind of cool because it gives you a sense of like this is what you're going to get, but it really I find it's like sort of like, oh, I want to go. It's like a commercial. You're doing a commercial for someone, and I guess it's a great way to get those, to get what do you call those? I don't even know what they're called. Sponsorship deals. I don't know. Any video where I do something with a product gets more views than anything else. That's interesting. That's interesting, Mike on Raw. That your unboxing video, that your product videos get more views than anything else. I hate to say this, y'all, but I'm trying to I'm trying to keep it clean here. I'm trying to really keep this channel about stuff, but I have been shocked at the number of views. If I want to get some views, let me go in on somebody, even a little bit. The videos where I go in on people, thousands. And I know that that's not, for some people they're like, what? A couple of thousand views? What? That's nothing. But for my channel, that's a lot. Yeah, so the videos where I go in on folks are the videos that result in the most views and, interestingly, the most subscribers. And I can kind of understand it, because if you feel like there's like this sense of injustice, like people are getting away with stuff, and then there's somebody who is like, yeah, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what the problem is with that. It really, I think it does help people feel like they're not alone in whatever, outrage they're experiencing. So I do think that these, call out videos basically, do serve a function. And I think if you can manage a call out video where you raise it to the level of ideas as opposed to just attacking the person, I think that there's room for that on YouTube, because a lot of the call out videos are trashing people, and you can, there's a mean spiritedness to them, and if you're not sure what I mean, calling someone a piece of shit is probably a little mean spirited. Hey, Sailing Lucy Day, welcome. So talking about, thank you for the 50 likes. That was super sweet, Sailing Lucy Day. So yeah, so call out videos. What I'm thinking about doing is like one or two call out videos a week. Um, because there's a lot of stuff going there. There's some people who really, really have me upset, y'all. I shouldn't say they have me upset. I have allowed myself to be upset by a few people on YouTube. And don't get upset with me, Lily K. Goodness gracious. Come on, y'all are my close friends. Y'all are supposed to be the ones that are understanding. You're supposed to counsel me. You're supposed to walk me through this. My goodness. I can see, come on, Lily, pick your jaw up. It's going to be okay. Let me just explain this. I'm thinking of doing one or two call out videos a week. The reason why I don't like to do call out videos is because I don't just like to talk trash about the person, but I like to tie what that person is doing to a pattern of that kind of behavior that's larger than the person. And so, for example, I plan to make a video next week about Vegan Gains, who has, come out against Muslims, come out against Black Lives Matter, and talk about how there's a pattern of YouTubers of color who have actually made a niche for themselves by being the ones who kind of sell other black folks down the river. And there's a pattern of that. It's not just, so I don't want to say that Vegan Gains is a bad person, but there's a pattern of benefit where people, are seeing their channels, people of color are seeing their channels grow because of that. So I want to make a video that talks specifically about that and ties it to some historical roots. Yeah, Vegan Sister says, yeah, this is the problem with Vegan Gains is the problem with YouTube. People will do anything for views, subs. Well, think about, when we talk about views and subs on YouTube, that is just, it's just a version of something that exists in reality, right? Views and subs and likes and all those things, those are just positive. Those are just, social reinforcement, right? Those are ways for people to shape society, right? They say, yes, we want you to be this way. This is how we want people to be. And if you go against the status quo, you get, this social sanctioning. You get people not liking you, get people, saying, terrible things about you. And so this is kind of what I've been talking about in terms of like building community and restorative justice. If we are creating an environment where bad behavior is being rewarded consistently, and then we turn around and we want to target a single individual who for doing something that we've asked them to do. We're asking them to do these things. And so there are a lot of people who are asking Vegan Gains to make videos where he trashes. He got a certain kind of response from his video trashing Black Lives Matter. And he followed that up with a video trashing Islam. So, yeah. So here he is. He has privileges, so he forgets we are not all living the same lives. People have trouble to understand there is no typical black. Yeah. So Lily, I agree with you that he is perhaps not living the typical experience of an African American. Neither is like Barack Obama, right? But I also think beyond. I don't think he's foolish. I think that there are other examples. Like I don't know if people know of the YouTuber. that black guy. That black guy is the go-to if you want somebody who is going to co-sign on racism. If you want somebody who's going to co-sign on, like, if someone comes out against, like, I actually made a video responding to one of some black guy. Somebody made a video talking about the fact that there are very few people of color on Game of Thrones. What have you? It was just an observation. The attack that some black guy levied against this person who made their video, just calling out something that they recognized. And so, of course, I made a video saying, well, some black guy, whether you know it or not, but you did have Africans who were part of European history, and so it would actually be historically accurate, even if you look at Game of Thrones as attempting to, parallel any type of real universe. There were black people who were in medieval Europe. So, in fact, there were a lot of them. There were a lot of them, especially in places like Spain, which had been conquered by, I believe it was Tariq bin Ziyad, and so there, you had a huge influx of Africans in Spain. You had a huge influx of Africans in Italy, right? Because Hannibal crossed the Alps, and they were there for 15 years. They were there for 15 years. So, there was some people of color in Europe. So, Vegan Sister says the YouTube algorithm should make it so folks who make those types of videos get demonetized. But it's interesting, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. But I tend to feel like, you know what? That's theirs. That's theirs. And even though so many people have been able to benefit from YouTube, ultimately, what we need to do is we need to have, I hate to be this way, but we maybe need to have some of our own stuff. And that's not necessarily just people of color, right? That's people who are interested in certain topics, right? There might need to be some other platforms. They're not going to be, YouTube right away, but YouTube wasn't YouTube right away. That's right, Vegan Sister. We should make our own. Or we should figure out ways to, let's say this, if YouTube is demonetizing those channels that we love, then you know what we got to do? We got to come out of pocket. We got to come out of pocket. So we have to come out of pocket and support those channels, and we have to consciously not watch those channels that are presenting the content that we, feel is not supporting the cause, right? And this is so funny because I'm sure a lot of people will watch this and be like, "Oh, that's censorship, baby! It's censorship. The censorship happened a long time ago. This is a course correction." Have you heard the YouTuber Amber Rose? That name sounds very familiar. She's a pretty small channel. I think you were like that name sounds really. I'm jotting it down. Amber Rose. I thought I was jotting it down, and then I realized that I didn't have a pen. Excuse me, y'all. I got to go get a pen. All right, I'm back. So Amber Rose, cool. All right, y'all. Come on. What we gonna talk about? Who's gonna get up here and guest? Who's gonna get up here and guest? And new platform. Yes, Tom. Yes, Tom Hall. Sing it out. We can have a new platform, and we can. I'm gonna come at y'all live from the American Riyadh. I don't know if anybody caught that, but I have had such an amazing week here in Detroit. We had, like I told you, there was a group of folks here from Williams College. I started to tell you, and then I got sidetracked. Had a group of students here from Williams College who were part of they were here as part of a program at Williams College. I believe it was part of sort of an art program, but it was really to expose students to this project, the Ghana think tank. They did leave. They left yesterday. Really, the video that I posted Friday was their last full day. They left 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday. It was sweet. Everybody seemed to have a really good time. They left some gifts, and they were all food, and they were all vegan. So there was a group of folks from Indonesia uh, who are part of kind of like a maker space. That's the closest way that I can describe it. Is they make things, and they built a water catchment system on this house that is part of this Riyadh project, and they gave a neighborhood demonstration, so a lot of people in the neighborhood learned how to make these water catchment systems. So who knows, we might start to see similar systems being built around the city, and in a city that's going through its own water crisis in terms of the water shutoffs. Having an alternative supply in just on your block of water, and they not only build the water catchment system, but they demonstrated how to build the water filtration system, and that was really amazing. And all of this stuff very DIY, using like really cheap, easily found materials, recycled materials. Um, oh, goodbye, Lily. Uh, Thank you for joining us this morning. Daily Motion is around. It's like YouTube. Daily Motion. So I'm guessing that Sailing Lucy Day says Daily Motion, and I'm guessing that's some kind of other platform. Michael and Ross says Casey Neistat talked about how YouTube is putting themselves in a position for competitors to disrupt the market. Not sure what that is. Oh, okay. So Vegan Sister says Amber Rose is also a celebrity name. So okay, I'll know that we can make a platform called Woke Videos. Yes, calling it out right now. Claimed here on Sunday, March 26, 2017. We gonna have woke videos, y'all. Woke videos. Nice. And so this Daily Motion is another platform, just smaller. So y'all, I'm thinking, I don't want to, I don't want to trash YouTube, but now sounds like it might be the time to diversify and start getting our content up in some other places. Um, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That was for Sailing Lucy Day, who just offered a fist bump. Problem is YouTube gets the traffic. Yeah, YouTube does get the traffic, but I don't. I don't get any of that traffic, Mike on Raw. I mean, I get some of it, I suppose, but my sense with the rate of growth of my channel. By the way, I had been talking about, there's so many things. There's three threads. I know that there's the Ghana think tank thread, and I will get through that story. I know that we're also on the new platform thread, which we've been talking about, and I think connected to the new platform thread, I was talking to you all about. Oh my goodness, about whatever what did I say it was? I asked everybody about it. I'm afraid to look because if I leave this tab, Social Blade. Um, so Social Blade. So I went to Social Blade. I was like, oh yeah, Social Blade. Let me check it out. And I looked up my stats on Social Blade, and according to Social Blade, I'm alone. I'm alone. I have no subscribers. So if for those of you who feel like Social Blade is the Bible, Social Blade is not the Bible, because if the first person that I looked up on Social Blade that it oh do I have my oh is that what it is? I have my subs hidden so it doesn't. I don't even think about the fact that I have my subs hidden, so I have to unhide my subs for it to show up on Social Blade. That's silly. Why would I hide my subs since all of you already know what they are? Um, since I tell you every day what they are. But if other starts, yeah, we're gonna take a moment because I'm really embarrassed right now, and I'm just gonna live in it. I can't lie. I can't be like, oh well, I just y'all. Okay, this is why I need you. This is why I need you all so much, because you are the ones that are keeping me, y'all keep me straight. Well, you keep me on track. um, so yeah, okay, so all right, so that's the deal. Social Blade. If I have my YouTube, it should be smarter than that. It should be smarter than that. It has my Instagram numbers. I don't know what my Instagram numbers. I don't know what my Instagram numbers are. I don't know what my Facebook numbers are. I know that I try to live in those worlds. I don't know what my Snapchat. I know that I've been trying to keep a streak going with my nephew. We started it on New Year's Day, and I failed miserably. But it's been interesting because I've been following my nephew on Insta on Snapchat, and you guys may have picked up on this, but my uh, my brother-in-law lives on a farm next door to my mother and father-in-law's farm, which is its own whole thing. My mother and father-in-law don't have any. Well, they have horses from time to time. Yeah, y'all come get it, come get it, come get it. Go in, I do. And my brother-in-law actually has like steer and sheep, and I think now chickens. And I think that this is all kind of gentleman farmer stuff, just it's animals as decoration, whatever that means. And I think that there's some like 4-H stuff going on, and I don't want to say bad things about my family, even though I've said some pretty nasty things about my brother-in-law in other videos, particularly one that I'll link to at some point, based on what happened on the 4th of July last summer. The 4th of July incident. Those of you who were following remember the 4th of July incident. So just go back to 4th of July of last year, and you'll get the whole story. But he's been snapping me pictures of his animals, and like they're all having babies right now. So that there's some baby sheep and there's baby chicks, and I'm just sending him things like, don't eat them, don't eat them, don't eat them. And he keeps like swearing up and down that he's not going to eat these animals because he doesn't eat his animals. He understands that those are like his friends, right? His pets, but his friends. So he doesn't eat his animals, which, is very touching and all of that stuff. But let's get real. He does eat other animals. And so I'm really trying to like get in there and make those deep connections. Like, look, if you can love this chick, then you probably should know what happens to a lot of chicks that look just like those cute little fluffy things that you are now all gushy about. And the same with the lambs and same with the cows, right? That there's this thing that's going on. So I don't know. I think that there's some work that can be done with that farm, like to be able to like show him with his animals and how like loving and how they're not different than dogs. Like how they're the same affection that dogs show when you show them affection, the same affection that is returned from dogs is the affection that's returned from other animals. And so I think I don't know, what do you guys think? Would it be weird to make a series about farm animals with featuring my nephew, showing how him relating to his animals, and then talking about how, I don't know, let me know what you think about that. Vegan Sister says, my grandmother grew up on a farm when she was little, and her sisters got attached to a piglet who had a defect. Vegan Sister, was that your grandmother? Or did you watch Charlotte's Web last night? As the pig grew up, he was eventually... Oh, and they ate... No! Matt Blender says, I think it would be great, and I think that you're talking about the series with the farm animals. Yeah, I'll talk to him about it, and because I don't want it to be like a thing where he's not aware of what he's going into, because he's a young person, and I don't want to be exploiting anybody in there. But yeah, great video of cows enjoying music, proof that animals have more feelings than we thought. Sailing Lucy Day says. So many people have such a disconnect between pets and food animals. Yeah, I mean, so there. I mean, there definitely is something to be said about people who have food animals, food animals as pets. There's something to be demonstrated in that. I don't know if I talked to you guys about this, but I went into the post office, and for some reason the the woman who was working in the post office started talking to me about her pigs. And for some reason, I just got a vibe from her. In fact, it was when I was mailing the coasters. So, those of you who got coasters, there's a vegan story here. There's a vegan story here. So, I'm having this conversation. It comes up, somehow it comes up that this woman had pigs. And it turned out that for her, pigs were pets. They weren't, you don't eat them. And I don't know how I framed the question, but at some point it was very clear that she was very protective and that she couldn't imagine any kind of harm coming to these animals. And I think she was vegan. I think she was vegan, and I think maybe she had something going on that was very cool with these pigs. But it was the post office, and I was in that. So I'll get back to it. I'll go back and learn more about that. Kearney says, so many people have such a... Yes. Vegan sister in agreement with Kearney about this disconnect people have between pets and food animals. All right, y'all. So it's 11:36, and we haven't picked a topic. This is going to be one of those really windy, just we're sitting here, we're chilling and chatting, and I've sat in on a few people's YouNows. It's not like I've done, I watch people on YouNow every day, but it's been interesting because, I watched the Sorsha Morava YouNow. I was actually watching her for a couple of days because I was fascinated that she actually doesn't do anything. Not in a bad way. Well, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. She will be working. She'll be doing whatever it is that she's got to get done. And every now and then look up and read something. Or James will be keeping his eye and telling her what to call out. And then they call out. But, yeah. So there's like this thing where people are just on and they're not really holding a conversation or nothing. People may come on and guest, and it's sort of just like, hey, but not like really tied to, there's not a theme. So I'm sitting here like, oh, we don't have a theme yet. It's 11:30 and we haven't stated like why we're here. We haven't come up with a list of principles. We haven't, developed our YouNow principles, our 3/26/2017 principles for the YouNow live stream. Lack of direction in most YouNowers. Yeah, hard to stay engaged. Yeah, so I'll get on, and if there's a conversation going on, like I've gotten sucked in, y'all know that's out there. The footage is out there of me on a couple of people's live streams saying things that then came back, and people tried to come for me and whatever. It's like, come on, it's all right. So there are things to talk about. I am gonna, I do feel like I want to talk a little bit about, like, y'all know that I've been trying to establish a little love affair with Tomi Lahren. Y'all thought I was going to say Megan Tonjes and Kat Black, but that's a different thing. But I've made a few, hey Jovive, broadcasting actual content seems like it should be an obvious thing. Broadcasting actual content seems like it should be an obvious thing, but it's oddly somewhat rare. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess it's good to know that I'm a rarity. But yeah, so this whole thing with Tomi Lahren, who I'd made a couple of videos about, and Mad Blender, I see that you made a video talking about the fact that Tomi Lahren got booted off the Blaze, and yeah, nobody was trying to see Tomi Lahren booted off the Blaze, but there is this kind of hypocrisy that we've been seeing. It's the same. It's connected to Milo Yiannopoulos as well. Milo, who left Breitbart, right? Who left Breitbart, but said that one thing that crossed that line, and now Milo is gone, right? And even Richard Spencer is persona non grata on the right these days. And there was a quote that came out of CPAC, and it's interesting because it was only on Snapchat, but one of the reporters at Snapchat snapped that the alt-right was a left-wing ploy to discredit conservatives. Yeah, the left. I was going to say we, but I don't even know how I feel about any of this stuff. I'm the bottom, y'all. It's like I can't even be like the left, the right. I'll take the bottom. If we're talking about positions, the left, the right, I'm gonna take the bottom. I'm gonna take the bottom. I'm not trying to be. I would say the top, but I wouldn't. That's a pile of that I would not want to be on top of. I really wouldn't want it on top of me either. But I'll just be like, I'll just pass right. This is it. It's all happening here, and I'm just. I can't even deal with what's happening. So, just in terms of politics, I'm sure people have. Oh, Kearney V, you did not mention that name. First of all, what is OG? Is OG supposed to be original gangster? And why is this man calling himself the original gangster? If he is, because he's calling himself original gangster. Is it Mizen or Mizen? And am I going to chat with him? I OG contacted me because he wanted to mirror one of my videos, and I felt a little weird about that because I just thought, why not just yeah, OG is his initials. Is that his real name, or is it just OG, like he made that up? Because okay, okay, all right, all right, all right. But OG is also another thing, right? So wanted to mirror one of my things, so I went to check out the channel, and I was like, you are not down for anything that I'm talking about. Why do you want to have my video on your channel? It's like you're not down for what I'm talking about. And so I watched some of the other videos and commented on those because I just felt that they were you know this kind of same. They were oddly similar to Unnatural Vegan, and I just was like, I did that. I made all those videos. So if anybody's interested in my thoughts on those things, they can check out those other videos. I'm not necessarily coming from the place of like no platforming. I'll have a conversation, like if he shows up on the live stream and wanted to guest just like anybody else guest, I'm happy to do that. But I don't necessarily want to do a special. I don't see the need to have like the Reg Flowers OG Mizen special where, to have a conversation. Y'all were here last week when, who was it? I'm so bad with names, y'all. Vegan who got on last week, and we talked for like 3 minutes, and in 3 minutes it was so clear that everything that was being, all the differences, right? All of the attacks that were being made on me, making assumptions. Mad Blender, this goes right back to your video. Assumptions about who I am because I'm a gay black guy. You think that I think this, but the truth of the matter is you don't know what I think. You don't know what I stand for. And so, vegan dreams. Yeah, so I don't see. Watch my videos and learn what I stand for first before you make assumptions about whether we are going to have agreements or disagreements. And then if you're saying things that are, he made a video, hey, hit like a girl. He made a video where he was basically saying that men were smarter than women. Based on like IQ test. And I'm like, no. Just no. And there's so many ways that we can talk about that, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to debate whether men are smarter than women. you can come on this channel and you can say that, and I can like have you talk for like 5 minutes, and I can tell you what I think. But I'm not going to do a whole special where we try to, you know, debate. First of all, there are plenty of women who could, in about 2 seconds flat, shut that down, right? In 2 seconds flat, shut that down. But I don't see the need to create space, you know, another space outside of this weekly scheduled live stream to have a conversation where, you know, someone who really believes, you know what I mean? It's, to me, that video is no different than when, you know, VP made the vegan questioning the Holocaust, the Holocaust denier video. It's like, what you're like, everything, you know, what is it, already disputed 1,000 times. What is that? Is it Pratt's? Is it Pratt? Previously refuted 1,000 times. Yeah, and here's the thing, and so like, and here's the thing. It's like, okay, so men who create the test and create the standard and you know, control all the mechanisms and hold all the power, decided that they wanted to measure intelligence, defined intelligence based on, you know, their own, you know, all of their, you know, based on qualities that they felt they had in droves, and the interests that men may tend to have, and then said men have more of this than women, right? But the whole, you know, in terms of the value of this thing that men may have more of than women, the way that that is valued in society is because men have valued it that way. We could just as easily say that there are all of these qualities that women tend to have more than men, and we could make those, we could value those qualities higher than the way that we value qualities of men, and then we would suddenly be saying that women were smart, right? Because it's stupid, right? We're trying to compare apples and oranges and say that one is better than the other, when the truth of the matter is they're just different, right? Come on, y'all. Women can pop out people. Do you know what I mean? Some. You know, if we want to generalize and talk about genius, when your body can make another person, I'm sorry, you win. You win. It's over. End of discussion. Everything else, I mean, that's it, right? If we just want to get basic with it, because the whole purpose of our whole purpose is to just be able to continue, right? It's all right there. That's the skill. But of course, that's the skill that you don't get paid for, right? Because there's this thing that men do that is being valued higher, more highly. And it's being valued more highly because men are making the decisions about what gets valued more highly. And so to have any type of a discussion about intelligence, and first of all, based on IQ, which have already been, you know, it's already been shown that the whole IQ thing is just, it's ridiculous. It's meaningless. So who are we talking about? Hit Like a Girl says, who are we talking about? I don't even think I should mention the name, but I'm not going to be shady. No, it's OG Mizen. There was, you know, I made some comments on their channel, based on a video talking about, there was one video talking about intersectionality and that whole thing, again based on the incorrect definition of intersectionality, which was tiresome, which was so tiresome because it was a video that was made recently, and I'm like, you clearly haven't been paying attention. And then there was another video talking about the intelligence of men versus women, and it was this weird kind of underhanded thing where it was saying that, you know, the smartest people in the world are men, and the dumbest people in the world are men too. But women are just kind of, you know, average. They're in the middle with all of their, you know, creating other humans in their bodies and other amazing things that you know, other people have been just, there are other things that people have done that are so much greater than the navel gazing that is considered intelligence in our world, right? Let's be honest. We're talking about who can contemplate their navel in the most interesting way. And it's boring. I'm sorry, y'all. It's boring. So I don't consider myself an intellectual because I find it so boring. Why? So you can think about the clouds? I don't care. I don't care. The clouds are just there. They make the rainfall when we don't mess it up. And that's the other thing too, is that what has been done with this, male intelligence. And again, I'm not saying bad things about men. I'm just talking about this particular thing that is being valued in men over other qualities that could be valued in men that they share with women too, right? That they share with women too. And forgive me, y'all, because I'm being very binary here, but I'm talking simply about like what is being considered like naturally born biologically, which I don't accept either, y'all. I don't accept that either. But what is being accepted as maleness and superior to this accepted femaleness that is inferior. And I think that that's all bullshit. So yeah, I don't want to sit here and have a whole conversation with someone who's going to what? They're going to quote people that they've read. They're going to quote people that they've read that agree with them. They're going to list off all of the names of all of the men through history who have been considered geniuses, right? And while those men were being considered geniuses, remember that hundreds of thousands of women were being burned at the stake for their genius. That was the reward that you got. It's at least in Europe, for being an intelligent woman, is that you were burned at the stake as a witch. So, you have this list of names of men who were, who showed a certain type of skill, and were, held up for having this certain type of skill. And the women were held up too, held up on a stick and set on fire. So, of course, history does not give us the evidence of the intellectual capacity of women, because it's been removed, and those individuals were removed. Nomad Single, hello, first of all, and thanks for joining the conversation, and says, those men literally spoke a different language from women. Women were shut out of the conversation. Yeah, think about it. Were women allowed to even learn to read? Were women allowed to learn to read, to be able to put their thoughts down on paper, to have them considered in history? Come on, y'all. Really? And this, y'all, and so this is I'm supposed to sit here with this person who's clearly hasn't taken these things into consideration, and makes a video talking about some IQ test, and how some IQ test that were, analyzed probably by other men, right? Or, under a man, if there may have been other genders involved in the process, but a man paid for the study that proved that men were smarter. Latin in the West. And Nomad Signal, you're presenting Latin as a language that was only spoken by men? And this is making sense to me, but like Latin being the language of scholars. Yes? Yes? Perhaps? But women haven't been allowed in the boys' club. Their genius was silence. Absolutely, Mad Blender. Yeah, so, and these are things, obviously, and these are all things that there's historical record, so there's no, if you want to be intelligent, prove your intelligence and do the research and try to answer your own question, and don't base it on some foolish numbers that are representing by educated males. Latin in the West was spoken by educated males. Nomad Single says, I'm reading a book on translation at the moment. Yup, the language of scholars. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for bringing that in. So yes, so even so, the tools that could be used, you know what I mean? The tools that could be used. It's like it would be like saying that you gave all of the women got a stick, while all of the men had computers and were sitting there, and not only did they have computers, but they had administrative assistants who could type 125 words a minute and capture every word that they were saying, right? You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all, let's be real, right? And you know that administrative assistant was a woman. Come on, y'all. Y'all know. Come on, I don't want to be the only person talking about this. We have a few minutes left in the thing. I don't want to discriminate, but I would like someone who doesn't identify as a male to say some words about this. Come on, I can't be the only voice on this. Come on, somebody. And it doesn't matter. I don't care if you've been on recently, but anybody could anybody respond to this? Vegan sister, you being called out, and y'all know you've been warned about the hair stuff, right? You've been warned not to even come to the live stream unless you got your bright red on, unless you're wearing a bright red hoodie. No, if anybody would like to, no pressure, obviously. And we can certainly pick this conversation up. And, likely now that my blood is up, I'll probably be making a video about this as well. Although I've made videos about, the whole idea of women's work, right? My son has his sassy pants on. I want to know what sassy pants are, right? See, a mark of genius that you know what sassy pants are. And I bet there's a bunch of other people who don't know what sassy pants are, but you're not going to get your points for that. Okay, I see. By the way, last week, Mad Blender, I don't know if you went back and watched the live stream, but Carter is on fire. We were talking, and he's in the back doing a whole song and dance on the video. It is so cute. So anyone who was on the live stream last week, go back and watch the video. Skip ahead to where Mad Blender is on, and watch the Carter show. The cutest thing. Why am I always getting called out? I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know why you're getting called out, vegan sister, because we love your input, sister. I hate watching myself, but I will watch it to see him. Yeah, you should watch it to see him. He's the cutest pie. So, all right, y'all. Actually, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've gone on about this. We started. The topic came up late in the game. The fact of the matter is, I hope that maybe OG will watch this video and understand why I'm not so interested in a platform. Just giving a platform to for somebody to say something like, men are smarter than women, right? When that is something that, as we've started saying this in the club. If Google will answer the question, there's no reason for me to talk to you about it. I shouldn't have to reply to that statement, right? Because I think it's a super interesting topic. I will definitely jump in. I will definitely talk a little bit about it, because I think people are going to be interested in what I have to say. And like Kearney was saying, I think that there are some questions that people would like to have answered. And so what I'll do is I'll put OG's name in the title so people can feel like I'll do a response video to OG's video. How's that? That will be one of my response videos. So yeah. Again, I'm maybe just bringing more people to his channel to hear him say stuff like women aren't smarter. So don't blame me if his channel blows up, but I am going to respond. Okay, you guys, I'm only needing to press on because I have a I have a board meeting, the cooperation group, which is the organization that helps folks uh, build their own cooperative businesses. They provide technical support. Yes, they're called the cooperation group. You can kind of learn a little bit about them, and I might make a video about them later too. There's so much stuff to make videos about. But that said, they have their board meeting today, and I'm the chair of that particular board. So I shouldn't be late. So that said, is it Mother's Day? It's not Mother's Day. Is it? Oh, Mother's Day. Oh. Wait, hold on. There's something. You're having a good one. Is it Mother's Day? Y'all, is it Mother's Day? Maybe it's Mother's Day somewhere else in the world. No, maybe. But you know what? Oh, it's Mother's Day in the UK. It's Mother's Day in the UK. So, okay, so all of our folks in the UK, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. And I guess that makes this we finished this with an appropriate topic, and I will name this video when I get back to renaming it. I will name it the UK Mother's Day special. It's Mother's Day in New Zealand. Okay, Mother's Day and I think NZ is New Zealand. I hope so. Okay, anyway, that said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning for a little bit of conversation, and I've had a great time hanging out with y'all. Like I said, it was great, a nice little bunch crowd, and I actually did have some oatmeal, but I was eating it while I was, never mind, I'm ready, guys, a whole other thing. Anyway, that said, that's it for this video. Those of you watching on YouTube, like it if you like it, share, comment, subscribe. This is Reg signing off. Love yourselves. Peace.